Good morning. I sit here again in the silence of today's morning. And as I was meditating, I actually was praying out loud this morning, which is not something I do every day. Often I do everything in the silence, but I needed to break the silence and I needed to hear the sound of my own voice. Anyway, the title this morning is When the Heavens Seem Silent. For me, there is an almost continuous flow of creative energy, at least so far this year. Therefore, when that flow seems interrupted, it gets my attention. Where are you, God? I'm certain nearly everyone on the spiritual path of awakening goes through times like this. How do you handle it? I made a commitment early in the year to do daily videos, at least throughout this ninth wave. And as you can see by looking at my channel, I've kept that commitment. And sometimes the ideas and topics come to me like a hayload being dumped on me all at once, and I can think of scores of things that I could do, and if I don't write it down, which I most of the time don't, most of that material seems to vanish until it's needed. Now sometimes I do get 2 or 3 topics in a row, and I have actually sometimes put a title up for the next day and even the little blurb for the next day, although that's the rare exception. I've done that sometimes. Yesterday's video, in which my energy totally shifted. I mean, I saw those things about Murdoch and I thought it was hilarious. But then as I woke up yesterday and began to do the video after meditation, I realized it's not so funny, because I realized it's all a part of me. And today one of my friends posted on my Facebook page, on my profile, 3 separate postings dealing with the Illuminati and dealing with Zbigniew Brzezinski. And I forget what the third one was. But I realize that everything that happens is part of me. And that's a realization that sometimes is challenging to deal with, especially at those times when heaven seems silent, when it seems like I'm not getting a lot of guidance, and that flow of creativity seems somewhat stifled. Nevertheless, I will speak from that place, as I'm doing right now, because we all feel this at times. We all feel it. And I don't know about you, but I like it when I feel that close connection with Spirit. When God seems closer than my skin. And when the Word of God is coming to me like a living light that's providing inspiration that touches every level of my being, touches every cell of my body, touches all of my bodies, visible and invisible. And I'm aware of it, and I know it. But then there are times like yesterday and today when that flow isn't there. My good friend Tony came to the Mary Horgan Center here last night, and he talked about his trip to India, and they gave Diksha. And one of the things he said really caught my attention. An enlightened person, he said he learned in India, is one who knows what is. An unenlightened person knows how things should be. And I thought, well, I'm unenlightened. Although I feel like I know what is, the way things are, I also have a great passion for the way things should be. Because knowing how things are, I'm realizing things are not as they should be. There's a lot been wrong with this world for a long time, and many of us, most of us, were ignorant of it. And it does deal with the Illuminati. It does deal with international banking. It does deal with the courts. It does deal with the governments. It does deal with corporations, large corporations, corporations that are larger than most countries of the world as far as domestic product or level of income generation. And there's an inequality and an injustice about that. And to me, that needs to be changed. And we can never have peace on earth as long as that system remains in effect. And there's times that I feel somewhat helpless. Like yesterday, just before the meeting, I went out to the mailbox and picked up my mail. In there was a bill from the court for over $600 for preparation of the documents for the appeal. This is the local court, and I have the sense that that's not even the end of it, that that's only the beginning of what they plan to charge me. And I'm having this mental picture, and it may be true and it may not be true, but they're going to hit me with bills that I'm totally unable to pay. Bear in mind, my normal monthly income is only between $800 and $900 a month, and that's what I live on. And so when I get a bill for over $600 all at once that they expect me to pay now, they say it's due now, immediately. I mean, it throws a little bit of a scare into me, especially when I'm reading it and I'm getting the idea that this isn't the total bill. This is just the first installment on the bill. They're charging me $3.50 a page, and I know that there's way more pages in the file than what they've charged me for. And if they were to charge me for all of it, I mean, it's going to run into not hundreds, but the thousands of dollars. And is this the way they win appeals against people that have limited resources? But are my resources limited? See, is this why the heavens seem silent? Because I'm feeling so helpless. I'm feeling helpless in the matter of even preparing my documents. I have a lot of information, but I'm wanting to make it as concise as possible and as poignant as possible. And so as I put the things together, what do I include and what do I leave out? And why is there so much confusion? Well, there's confusion in the system itself. The system is a confusing system. I wish to God I didn't have to mess around reading freaking law books and the rules of court and all this stuff. I mean, I wish I didn't have to do that. It's cumbersome. It's challenging in a way that I don't want the challenge. I don't want to be a warrior in the court system. I really don't. All I want is to be left alone in my home, to do what I feel the Spirit has given me to do. That's all I've wanted. And you all know how much I hate asking for help, especially when it comes to money. It goes way against my grain because my life has not been focused on money. It has not been, and I choose it not to be. Now, I have a lot of friends that their focus remains on money, or at least that's what it appears to me. Now, do I see that because that's part of me too? Maybe it's something that needs to be part of me. I don't know the answer. All I know is where I am right this moment and what I'm feeling right now. And I have felt it before. This isn't the first time in my life I've gone through the feeling that the heavens are silent and that God is far off somewhere and that I'm somewhat disconnected, except even as I'm saying the words, there's a knowing that I feel. I mean, I feel that little whatever it is. I don't even know how to describe it inside of me. I feel it in my chest, in my heart area. I feel it, and I know I'm not alone. And I know it's not really silent. In fact, I can hear the sound. I can always hear the sound of silence that has a sound. I mean, it's in the silence, but it's not silent, if that makes any sense. It's a ringing. It's not tinnitus in my ears. It's a constant ring. And it's the song of the heavens. It's the frequency of life that's always going on. So I come to you this morning, speaking from my heart as I always do, and as I will continue to do, as long as I am able. Whatever you are led to do, whatever you are led to feel, whatever you do feel, whatever you think, whatever's going on for you, I want you to know that you're not alone. That we all go through these periods, whatever they are. We all go through highs and lows. This is a night, remember. This is the fourth night that we're in right now in the ninth wave. The fifth night is what? The 17th of... No, the 31st. The 17th was the beginning of this period, I think. I'm really bad at remembering specific dates, but it seems to me this one ends maybe around the 31st or something like that, just before the end of July. Anyway, this is going to be quite a ride that we're on, folks, the rest of this year, especially through October. And we need to know that we're connected, even when we don't feel it, even when it seems that the heavens are silent. I love you, and I know that many of you love me and are conscious of that, and I'm conscious of the love that I send out to you as I visualize the world that we're co-creating together. Thank you for being faithful listeners, those of you that are. If you're a new listener, thank you for tuning in. Believe me, they're all different. They're all different. Every one of my daily messages is different. And if you listen to several of them, you'll begin to get a picture of what's happening and what I'm doing. Namaste. Bless you. Thank you.